The Alice Stewart Show is on the air and on your radio right now. Here's more from Alice on 96.5 The Voice.
Welcome back to the Alice Stewart Show, 7:45. Big changes on the campaign map here in Arkansas. 2 new names added to the lieutenant governor's race on the Republican side. One of them being Congressman Tim Griffin, who has announced he is launching a conservative, reform-minded campaign for lieutenant governor. Congressman Griffin joins us this morning via the Royal Overhead Door Hotline. Congressman, good morning.
Good morning. How are you doing?
All is well. All is great here. And I want to ask you about last year you had decided not to seek re-election to Congress when your term ended, needing to spend more time here in Arkansas with your family. And now you're announcing a run for lieutenant governor. Tell us about that.
Well, we're so excited about it. I mean, you know, late last year, my wife and I, we decided that after 4 years in Congress, we weren't going to seek re-election. You know, I've got 2 really young kids, and as they've gotten a little bit older, one's 3, going on 4, one's 6, going on 7. It just wasn't an ideal situation being in Washington as much as I was, or as much as I am. And I love my job, but I felt like I was missing some key stuff, some key events in their lives. Birthday, I'm taking my daughter to school. Birthdays, for example.
Right.
So a few weeks ago, people started encouraging me to run for lieutenant governor, and I looked at the race. My wife and I talked about it a lot, prayed about it, and we're excited that if blessed to win this race, I will have the opportunity to continue public service, which I love, and live in Arkansas full time. You know, instead of just being in Arkansas half the time. And I'll get to be with my kids. As you know, my family never moved to Washington.
Right.
And so I'm so excited. I think it's a wonderful, wonderful opportunity. And I'm look forward to getting all around the state and talking about some of the things I'd like to do in the office.
And some of the things you mentioned in your announcement, 3 key things: working to restore trust by reforming the office, using your experience and knowledge to help move Arkansas forward and grow jobs, and serve as a resource for the governor and the legislature. With regard to jobs and the economy, which is a big factor, what do you think you can bring to the lieutenant governor's office in that regard?
Well, we know, and we've seen with Obamacare, that the laws that states and the federal government passes, and the laws that they pass, the regulations that they issue, they directly impact the ability of the private sector to create jobs. And we've got to be smart and innovative with our tax code and our policies. And as a member of the House Ways and Means Committee, I have learned a lot about our trade and tax policy. Bye, Mary Catherine, I love you. And dropping my daughter off. And so I think that I will be able to use my experience on the House Ways and Means Committee, my experience over the years in working at the White House. I think I will be able to use that to help us develop best policies, best tax policy, best policies to attract businesses and remain competitive. You know, we compete not only across the world, but we compete with our neighbors. And a lot of the jobs and projects that we would like, some of them go elsewhere. So, you know, I'd really like to take a look at all that. I've been working on tax reform in the Congress as a member of the committee. And I think that's an area where I can provide some help to the legislature and the governor.
And I want to ask you, you've certainly, a lot of folks aren't aware, but Lieutenant Governor, there's so many different roles and responsibilities. But how do you see your experience in Washington? You've worked in Washington for some time, 17 years with the Army and working in Congress. How will that be beneficial to wading through the responsibilities as a Lieutenant Governor?
Well, one of the things that I've looked at is just how big a role the federal government plays with regard to state government. You know, if you look at all the money that flows through Arkansas state government, the vast majority of it is federal, whether it be Medicaid or grants and what have you. In fact, I toured Arkansas Department of Emergency Management. They told me that about 90% of that state agency's budget is federal money. 90%. So because there's so much interaction of our state and other states with the federal government, I think it will be helpful to have a lieutenant governor who understands how the federal bureaucracy operates and can help the state navigate that bureaucracy because it can be an unwieldy mess. And also, look, like anybody, over time, I've developed relationships with key people who I think can help us here in Arkansas, and I hope to be a resource for legislators and the governor and help them any way that they need help. All they got to do is ask, and I will be a partner working with them to advocate for the best policies for Arkansas.
And with this race 9 months away from certainly the general, but the primary is coming up, it's a pretty crowded field right now. On the Democratic side, we have John Burkhalter, who is running Democrat for lieutenant governor. In the Republican side, you have already Charlie Collins and Andy Mayberry are announced. Deborah Hobbs announced she's getting in the race yesterday, and now you. What do you think about the size of the field and what sets you apart from the other three Republicans?
Well, I think you can I'll let them speak for themselves, but I think my experiences are unique in this race, and I can bring some qualities to bear in this race that set me apart. And I think that you could just look at my experiences I've been talking about for the last few minutes in Congress and serving at the White House. I've been in the Army for 18 years, going on 18 years. So I think when you look at that, you see why my background is different, and I think I can add a lot of value to the lieutenant governor's office. In terms of the number of people and all that, look, they're all honorable folks, and they've got to do. They're going to run their campaigns, and that's great. I have talked with Charlie. He indicated that if I got in, he would be getting out. So I'm not sure whether he will stay in or not, based on my previous conversation with him. But look, they're all fine folks, and they're going to have to run their own campaign.
Right, and I have spoken with Andy Mayberry, and Representative Mayberry. He says he is all in, and we just talked with Deborah Hobbs, and she is certainly all in. I want to ask you about your campaign. You have announced also that Lizanne Rockefeller will be your campaign chair. Of course, she was married to the late and great, one of the best lieutenant governors we had, Win Rockefeller. Quite a great addition to your campaign.
She's awesome. I've known her for a while. Win was a good friend of mine. Just so excited to have her involved. Such an honor for her to lend her name and support to my campaign. So, I mean, it's wonderful. I'm so proud to have her on the team, and she's done so much. And Win did so much for Arkansas, and so it's I can't describe how excited I am to have her involved.
And moving forward, will you hit the ground running with campaigning, or how do you plan to go about doing that and balancing it with the congressional work?
Sure, I will do both. I will continue to juggle both. I will be on my first South Arkansas swing tomorrow. I will be, I'm obviously all day, will be in Little Rock doing a lot of media opportunities like this. But, so tomorrow I will be in Texarkana, I will be in Magnolia, I will be in El Dorado, I will be in Camden. We are going to go full speed ahead. I am energized. I am excited. I am so excited for the opportunities that conservatives have in 2014. I am personally excited that I have potentially, if I'm blessed to be elected, the opportunity to continue to do what I love, which is public service, and sleep in my bed every night, except when my 3-year-old kicks me out, and be home. It's awesome, and I tell you what, I'm going to be all over this state as much as I possibly can, and I am not going to stop until the campaign's over or my Ford F-150 breaks down.
I believe that.
Then we'll get it fixed.
I believe that. Congressman Griffin, thank you so much for your time. We appreciate it. Congressman Tim Griffin, now running for Lieutenant Governor. Congressman, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Have a great day. Well, that wraps it up for this edition of the Alice Stewart Show. Thank you for tuning in. Have a great day, and we'll talk tomorrow.
The Alice Stewart Show on 96.5 The Voice.